Alright kids, we're going to do a real quick breakdown here of the Scroller Game Creator. Just go through some of the buttons and what they do. Right up here, like I said, we have the SGC News, which is a neat little thing that you click on if you have an internet connection. You can get the updates, the latest versions or whatever Zoltan decides to put on there. Close that out. Image Manager, well, that's where you bring in all of your images, your heroes, your villains, all of your say background images, ground. You'll see I have a ton here. These are different, all different kind of stuff. And if you actually scroll your mouse button, once the page gets filled up, once you scroll your mouse button, it'll move the images over. Let's go back to the main menu. I won't get into all of these things here. Audio Manager, obviously that's where you're going to bring in your sound effects and your background music. You actually see that I do have one music track loaded in there. Player Manager, that's where you select this guy, and this will be the player of the game. Your hero or anti-hero, whatever. And we'll go through all of these later. All the settings you can do for your character. Bullets and everything. What do we have here? The Object Factory. Let's select something here. And this is where you create, say, that's your mech man. But you can create enemies. You can create static graphics, blocks, and collectibles. And there's a whole ton to go through here, which we won't go to. In the Object Factory, you also have your trigger editor, which a little too complicated for me to explain right now, but that would be the trigger on the HUD. Go to Object Factory. Let's go back to main menu. Then we have our visual settings, and this is where you can change everything, such as your score, your health bar, your health images, your number of lives, level number, your main HUD screen. And you'll see here it says hold down the space bar for preview, which when you hold that down, you get a preview of what your HUD will look like. Back to main menu. Game settings here. This is where you go through and you have all of your you set the maximum players lives. You can edit your title menu, load in your game over screen, your victory screen, your game window, the caption. You can change, from set up for full screen mode and change the resolution, all that stuff. Give that a look, and that's the high score screen over here. And if you hold down the H key, you'll see a quick preview of the high score thing right there. You can add an image behind it and everything. Level editor. This is what you're going to create your game. You're going to add all of your background, your enemies, your hero. And when you're in here, I'll do another little quick one. If you're doing a vertical shooter, or vertical game I should say, if you want to scroll through it, if you come over to, that would be the left hand side here, and scroll your scroll bar, you'll see that moves it all the way down. And basically that's for that one there, because if you went over to the right side, it doesn't move it. But if you do, say, a horizontal one, I'll have to show that later. Anyway, I'm just going to ramble. But you can add in all of your objects here, set your player, change the score for each level, health, all of that. And what do we have here? Obviously, save game has to save as you're working on. And then your build final. That's when you build the final game. Now, just a quick little note. There is no preview button. So if you do tweak your game, you have to actually build the final game, go into your games folder, open a game up and play it, because there's no quick preview. So you always have to build your game in order to see how it plays. And then while you're on here, if you want to start a new game, you click new and you can do something new. But that's just a real quick rundown of the different buttons on here. and then we'll start going through each one and get a little bit more in-depth look at them. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you stick around and play the Schooler Game Creator.